poppin', YouTube family? It's your boy The White. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Siage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now today I plan to probe back off into one of my favorite houses, if not my favorite house, and that's the house of Roja Parfums. And this one here, everybody talks about it, especially this time of year. If you'd like to find out which one it is, keep it locked. Well, let's get down to business. Now, today I'm here with Roja's Oceania, a fragrance that has been talked about since I've had a channel. Took me a minute to get my nose on this fragrance here, but I'm about to give you my 2 cents. Let's start off with the box presentation. Got Roja Parfums on the front, Oceania, nice lettering. If you notice with the bottom piece of this box, it looks like the ocean, kind of got the wave thing going on. As you open this box, your fragrance rests in that bed right there, nice and secure. Good quality box presentations for these fragrances, period, with Roja. That's one thing that I definitely liked about them. But this is probably my second favorite bottle in my entire collection. Bottle presentation, nice front plate. You got the blue jewels on the top. Crispy. Clear bottle in the back. It's a 100 ml bottle. But what is this smelling like? That's what really matters. So let's give it a spray and then break this thing down. Nice pressurized, perfect pressurized atomizer. Everything about Roja products spells luxury, and they put good craftsmanship into what they put together. With the main accords being citrus, aromatic, woody, fresh, spicy, powdery, violet, lavender, and earthy. With a million top notes, but we got lavender, grapefruit, lemon, lime, bergamot, mandarin orange, rosemary, thyme, and Leticia cubia. Never heard of that in my life, so I can't even tell you what got going on there. Mid notes of violet, jasmine, jasmine sambac, geranium, and ylang-ylang. With base notes of iris, musk, cedar, moss, juniper berries, vetiver, sandalwood, galbanum, benzoin, labdanum, and vanilla. That is a lot. But like I've always said about Roja, they give you every note ever. But what do I get with this one? Ooh-wee, this thing smells good. Now, what I do get is pretty much all of those fruits, with the exception of the mandarin is not real strong, but the fruits are well balanced. So it's not over the top fruity scent. To me, this particular fragrance here is more within the opening, hit with that lavender. As it begins to dry into the mid, you get a decent amount of the violet and the white floral. So it's a very, very white floral heavy fragrance throughout. It's fresh, but the powdery nuances is all throughout this scent profile, especially leading to when the iris begins to really make its presence felt. But it doesn't really smell like the typical iris fragrance. It's a very, very prevalent note, but it's not over the top powdery. It's more well balanced with the white florals and the violet that's in this fragrance. You do get some powdery nuances. It almost smells like a hint of aldehydes is in here, but it's not listed. But it's very, very fresh and airy. Hence the name of it being oceanic. And I also do, to me, not go heavy with the like the ocean water vibes, or can't really think of what I wanted to say as far as the oceanic vibe. But it does, what I really get from it is, if you were sitting ocean side and had a really fresh deodorant on, brand new clothing, so everything around you is fresh. There's no weird smells. Everything is very, very refreshing. And then you was eating on something that had a decent amount of fruit in it, but the fruit was also sliced fresh. And you had a really refreshing beverage with your cucumbers and your mints mixed in as well. That's the kind of scenery that I could see having on with this fragrance here. Now, with my experience with this fragrance here, to me, this one here is not done justice if all you're doing is sitting somewhere indoors spraying it to death and just going to work, or you are sitting at the movies with this on. This thing does this big one in the heat. You want some air behind this fragrance. You want some warmth behind this fragrance here. I will say, for it to be a Roja luxury item, it's not the most versatile in the world. And my meaning behind that is, like, on a cooler spring day, I probably would reach for something else within the Roja family. On fall and winter days, out and about, I wouldn't reach for this one here. To me, this was a big kind of exclusive for late spring and all throughout the summer. But even in those scenarios, you want to be outside, you want to be at a barbecue, you want to be on a cruise ship, things of those places of those magnitude, of that magnitude, really would really do this fragrance justice. Longevity on this one, I'm getting 6-7 hours of performance that matters. And what I mean by that is, if you bury your nose into your skin and into your shirt, if you just lightly sprayed your shirt, you can still pick up this fragrance, but it's not one that's over the top when it comes to projection or longevity. Now, it's not gone at the 9 and 10 hour mark, but at that point, the sceneries that you should be in, with the exception of a cruise or something like that. So if you spray it in the morning, myself, I would reapply it before I continue to move around in the afternoon on that cruise ship. It'll still be doing this thing, but it's not going to be pushing far. And it's never like a crazy projector from the very beginning. Rating for this one here, scale from 1 out of 10, I give it a 8.5 to a 8.75 in those sceneries that I named off. Cruises, barbecue, outside events, day party. It fits those sceneries. It gets that high of a rating for those outings. Now, if I'm going overall though, when I'm just spraying it because I'm in the mood for the scent profile, it's more of about a 7.75, headed into that 8 category. To me, it's not my favorite fragrance within the Roja category as far as everyday use, blind reach use. But it's one that I always want in my collection. On the back end of saying that, I do like the scent profile when I'm going to use it. One of my favorite bottles, probably number 2, the Blue Sapphire in my entire collection. I'm enjoying this House of Roja. I recommend that fellas and ladies get your nose on as many of their offerings as you can via sample. A good way to go about doing that is clicking my Scent Split affiliate link and go ahead and get you anywhere between a 1 or 2 mil sample, which I recommend the 5 mil samples and the 9 mil samples, because that really allows you to live with a fragrance. Actually get a chance to spray it multiple times, especially starting at that 5 mil size bottle that I've showcased on the channel before. And it really gives you a chance to evaluate a fragrance, whether or not it's just with something that really tickled your fancy for the moment, or as far as being full bottle worthy without having to spend the money of buying a $200+ bottle and then having it in your collection collecting dust. But this is a very, very nice fragrance, especially for what you're going to use it for. For whatever reason that you guys have more Rojas than I have, or have some other offerings from the house that you think I should get my nose on, at least at the sample level, leave it in the comments and let me know which ones I should test next and give y'all my 2 cents on. But other than that, that's my time. Peace.